If you're somebody who just wants to solidify their fundamental understanding of how to invest in multifamily and specifically download a lot of what I've learned over the last 8 years of being in this business and through the acquisitions of 500-600 units now at this point, this is just by far the most economical way to do that.
Welcome to the Multifamily Wealth Podcast. I'm your host, Axel Ragnarsson, and on this show, I dissect how seasoned multifamily investors started, built, and scaled their businesses.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode here on the Multifamily Wealth Podcast. In this episode, I'm going to be deviating from our regularly scheduled programming just for a second because I wanted to officially announce the launch of our newest educational program called 7-Day Multifamily. And if you follow me on Instagram or you're on our email list, you've probably seen me sharing all kinds of information about this program and why I think it's, without a doubt, the most value-packed content in the multifamily education space, especially for the price. And something that a question that I've gotten from a lot of folks over the years, just as I've been active on Instagram and done this podcast, and then just other people in my network, just outside of any social media medium, is can you put something together to help new investors buy their first properties, avoid a lot of the costly mistakes and kind of shortcut the roadmap to getting that first deal done, as well as helping existing multifamily investors scale more effectively, more efficiently, and solidify the fundamental skills they need to actually grow a multifamily business. And that's really what we've done with 7-Day Multifamily. This is something I've worked on for almost a year now, really heavily the last 6 to 9 months in terms of recording all the video content and condensing all of this into a very actionable program, something that gives you exactly what you need to know to successfully invest in multifamily real estate and really to develop the skills required, the fundamental skills required to be a successful multifamily real estate investor. So whether you haven't done a deal yet or you have done a couple of deals, but you want to scale and you're unfamiliar with a lot of the more advanced topics, there's content in here for you. And specifically, I'm covering topics such as building a team, selecting a market, how we analyze markets, talking about underwriting. We spend a lot of time on underwriting multifamily, and both from a foundational skill standpoint, as well as doing a lot of live walkthroughs from an underwriting standpoint. Spend a lot of time talking about how you can find off-market deals so you can actually scale your business faster through the buying of better deals. Really where I think this content just starts to go to another level is in the capital structure, deal structure standpoint, partnership structure section, where I'm talking about all of the available debt options for multifamily investors, permanent debt, temporary debt, second position debt, mezz debt, all of the different debt options, so you're using the right debt for your project, and so you have an understanding of the landscape. I actually walk you through a loan agreement and define all of the different terms in a loan agreement, something that I don't think really most investors have ever done is, like, one, read a loan agreement, and two, actually understand what's going on in there. And then I spend a lot of time on deal structure, raising equity, structuring partnerships, multiple share classes, how you can use less of your own money to go out there and buy deals, how you can begin to scale your business, waterfall hurdles, all of that stuff, how you can charge fees when you're raising capital. And then we get into a whole bunch of other topics, such as conducting effective due diligence, a lot of the checklists that we use, how you can operate multifamily properties well and ultimately maximize net operating income and therefore property value. Right? We all love to talk about the deals in the dough, but operations is where you actually preserve the value that you've secured by buying a good deal and then increase the value of the property and grow the value. Talk about all the systems and the processes we use to actually asset manage a 400 or 500 unit portfolio at this point. So there's just an absurd amount of content in here. Like, it's ridiculous. And I put this together at such an affordable price. We're also donating 5% of our gross sales to Aligned Giving, which helps organizations who are working to combat the homelessness crisis. So very proud of that. 5% of gross sales, not net income, but just 5% of whatever you pay for the program is going to be donated to causes that are really working to combat what's probably one of the most significantly growing problems in the U.S. right now, which is homelessness, right? Rising cost of living and then therefore homelessness behind the scenes. So really proud to support those causes such as families in transition, the Way Home program. I mean, all kinds of both local to New England and then national organizations. So if you're somebody who just wants to solidify their fundamental understanding of how to invest in multifamily, and specifically download a lot of what I've learned over the last 8 years of being in this business, and through the acquisitions of 500-600 units now at this point. This is just by far the most economical way to do that. This isn't going to cost you thousands upon thousands of dollars. We have, this is going to be underneath that. And we're also offering special launch pricing until February 14th of 2024. Use code launch to take $150 off. You get in here for $350 with the launch pricing discount, like absurdly cheap for what you're getting. 66 lessons, 15 plus hours of content. I mean, I have interviews with top service providers in here, which I didn't even mention. Folks that are that help us with our SEC documents and filing on the attorney side. Like, I have a conversation with our SEC attorney who charges $250 an hour. Like, I just grill them for an hour and put it in the course. Like, that's just something that you get. Property inspectors, appraisers, insurance brokers, like a lot of sector specific service providers, so you can begin to understand how the sausage is made behind the scenes. So if this is something that you're interested in, go check it out. Link's going to be in the show notes. Use code launch for some discounted pricing here for the next couple of weeks. You take one thing away, you 10x your investment. It's like a no-brainer. So, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make this a no-brainer so we can help more people, so we can donate to Aligned Giving. And selfishly, so that I teach people how to do this, so that when you start scaling and you start finding more deals, I'm hopefully the guy that you call to help you raise money and to help you partner on it, right? That's the rising tide lifts all boats goal of mine in doing this. So it's all in service of that. I'm very transparent about what we're trying to do here. So, but again, outside of the program, I want to thank everybody for listening to the podcast. We've started the year strong from a downloads number standpoint. We're almost at 270, 275 reviews, which is crazy. I think we were at like 240 beginning of December. So if you've learned anything on the podcast as well, the other ask I have for you is that you can leave the show a rating and a review, as it helps the show get noticed by more folks, helps the show grow. And again, thank you all for listening. Links to 7-Day Multifamily in the show notes, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode.